These plants will kill your goats. Today on Homesteady. So a couple months back we had a problem. We lost a couple goats to poisoning. They got into some plants that wound up killing them, and it was pretty awful. It's always awful when you lose an animal to something like that. And here's the thing, we've had goats on this property free ranging for years and we never had a problem. But we brought on some new goats that during the wintertime there was not much forage available, and they hammered these poisonous plants and it wiped them out. So we've learned our lesson. You can see the crater behind me. We've pulled up every last trace of these poisonous plants. And then while working on that plant, we realized there were even more than we even knew about on the property. So we're going to show you two plants that you want to really make sure you do not have in your property before you get goats, or at least before you let them free range. We no longer let ours free range. Our partners at Premier One, click that link to find out more, have sent us movable electric netting, which works fantastic for moving your goats around, keeping them safe and keeping them from eating all these plants that can kill them. But if you don't have that stuff and you just like to let your goats free range, make sure you don't have these plants on them. Before we even get to the plants, number one myth: animals will not eat poisonous plants. Just look at this video and watch my dead goat and that will prove that's wrong. Goats will absolutely eat the poisonous plants. And one more point, if you think, well, that was just in the wintertime, they didn't have much forage available. That's, you know, what I thought. Well, just the other day, one of these, the breed that is drawn to this is the Nubian. For some reason, these Nubians I have, she was out, we were working with them in the yard, she got out of the electric fence, she literally ran, this is rhododendron, she ran to the rhododendron, chomp, took a bite, didn't die. We got fortunate because I ran over and booted her out of there. But she did get a little sick. So we've eliminated all traces of these plants that we could because we don't want to deal with this again. It's a responsible thing to do. But don't believe, some bloggers or people will tell you, oh no, goats won't eat things that poison them. Wrong. Watch my dead goat video and you'll see that's just wrong. So, two plants. This is a rhododendron. People plant this on purpose. It's got those big pink flowers. Right now you can see those big broad green leaves. That will poison your goats. They sure sign that they've been poisoned by rhododendron. They start puking up green mush. They might go make a kind of a clicking noise with their mouth, and they also might yell out in distress because their belly hurts. It has not, we've had this happen. It killed a few of our goats, a few lived. So it's not a definite death sentence. Believe it or not, we've tried a few different remedies for this. Honestly, I know how lame this sounds. Doing nothing worked best. The two different remedies we tried, both those goats died. Two more goats that got it, we just sat back and saw what happened. They survived. I know that sounds irresponsible, but the facts speak for themselves. I have two goats over there that are alive that we didn't do anything for. The two that I tried to help wound up dying. The remedies generally are remedies that are purges. You pump things into their stomach, and sometimes you can wind up getting fluid in the lungs, and that can kill them. So I'm not telling you to do nothing. Talk to your vet, see what they say. But we have found the goats that we just sat back, they were not poisoned quite as bad as the other two. We watched and we saw, and they did better. This is the other one. It's called mountain laurel. It's a little bit smaller leaves than the rhododendron. They're kind of in the same family. Azaleas are another one to look out for. You'll notice in this time of year, this is June right now, there's these pretty pink petaled flowers. They look kind of like teacups or saucers. Take a good look at that. So that's mountain laurel. Also poisonous, and we had a lot of it. So we've gone through today, we've cut a ton out, and we're bringing it to the back to a burn pile, and we're gonna light it on fire so there's no trace of this stuff, and we don't have to worry about losing any more animals or having any more sick animals. Just a quick video, guys. Make sure if you have goats or sheep as well, my sheep, same thing, sheep can get into it and can hurt the sheep. So if you have animals, ruminants that are interested in browsing, make sure you don't have rhododendrons or mountain laurels. And if you do, honestly, this was a giant, beautiful rhododendron. It blocked a lot of our house, and it was a nice plant. Not worth it. Not worth the risk. So instead we're turning this into a permaculture bed. There's gonna be a few apple trees, a few pear trees that'll cover up all the stuff on the house that was covered by that plant, and it will give us food instead of kill my goats. So quick little video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do growing things and livestock. We do a little bit of fishing and hunting and living off the land. Hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and we will answer them. Thanks, guys.